She puts her hands around my waist and her cold mouth touches my neck. I can feel my shirt getting violently torn off. Now I'm worried! Hello everyone, welcome back to this lovely channel. We're today playing Shadow of New York, the Vampire Masquerade. As usual, is a light novel, and can be somehow perhaps considered as a sequel of our last adventure. Well, not really the last one, but you know, it was an old adventure of the Vampire Masquerade universe. So, the spoiler alert, if you didn't watch the first one, well, we're gonna spoil it, all of it, because it will not make much of a sense. So this story is probably with another character, and yes, we untimely met Sophie Langley on her pursuit of power was untimely met with Davis. Yeah. With death. And yeah, let's see what this story is gonna lead to us. And from what I understand, this one has actually a different ending. Welcome to my castle. Woo, the universe. And the moon. Okay. I don't expect every logic to work here. I went out of the window sometime after midnight, maybe earlier. Yeah, just for your information, the game is not really a sequel, according to the developer, so probably it's more an independent individual story, but is situated in the same universe. So they just go for it. I don't wanna waste any more of your time, and let's go. My kingdom is not of this world, you see, lies far outside of concrete, tangible reality. I try to identify the way people reach it, and I'm convinced it has something to do with the moon. Am I werewolf? Oh no, I am a furry. If I ever have to become one, I'm going to start a war. Some say the moon's aura can turn the insane. You heard the phrase, moonstruck, lunatic. Okay, a way to throw me in the course. I quite consider myself a quite lunatic, but yeah, moody. The way I see it, moonlight gives some subliminal permission to reveal the true selves. I may argue against it. And so whenever they let silver radiance guide them to the gates of this place, they feel different. Once they pass their doorstep, they're ready to act out. A dance of horrors marvels begins. And it's 3:31 AM. Welcome to Big Beat Burger. Okay, if you are here at this hour, you're not certainly rating up to be a productive member of society come tomorrow. More likely you are praying that the sunrise never comes. So we are a vampire, I hopefully. Insatiable children of the night gather around, hoping to bask in the afterglow of the night victories, and wait after a frustrating series of failure, or simply fight to keep themselves together. Well, if I'm a vampire, why the hell are you in my cafe? So I'm guessing we are still in human mode. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here, greedily, revealing every interaction they have. They have no idea they are only here for my amusement. To them, I'm just a random girl sitting in the corner. But it is my domain. I've been coming here almost every night for years. I know where to sit, where to look, where to eavesdrop for maximum amusement. Okay. Have you ever checked on the internet? You will come out of a quiet amusement, the tragic amusement of the world. I'm basically a voyeur, and I'm ashamed to admit it. I gave me insight about the human condition never otherwise have gathered, and more importantly, a necessary skill to set to make ends meet as a journalist. Okay. I was riding my crappy old laptop, patiently waiting for the legion of negative voices in my head to get too tired for offer useless feedback. I keep my sense peeled to pick up stories around. Of course, a lot of regular events such as food fights are nothing to write home about, yes, aside from my unfortunate tendency to become collateral damage in someone else's battles. What the fuck? It's such a horrible place to work as a retail, like a fast food chain. What the fuck? There has to be food fights or fights in general. It's like, why have to risk my life for little no pay just to work for someone in a fast food chain when there's probably some weird ass complaint they're throwing us at me? You know, it's draining. After this day, I've had to wash my clothes because of the Coke, Diet Coke, hot coffee, apple pie, and some sort of improvised honey mustard bomb. Why? Every stand tells a different story. What the fuck is going on in this beat burger? Mr. Beast! Sometimes this hobby is exhausting. Sometimes it's disturbing. I may say just disturbing. Sometimes it's dangerous, although not as risky as back when I wasn't carrying pepper spray. You have pepper spray? What the fuck? In a joint? Still, the sites I've taken over the years have been absolutely worth it. There was so many stories, I don't know where to begin. So you're in New York, a big ass city. It must be New York. And well, okay, that's worrisome. Theatrical breakups, impromptu morning parties, unexpected friendship forged in the fires of senseless buttholes. A lady in gorgeous Givenchy, I don't know what it means, Givenchy dress or 3 box takeout chicken nuggets. Great choice! Great choice for the menu. To be honest, it's the only thing I usually order. I don't really like burgers. I mean, it's not that I don't like it, it's just that I'm not really into it. But if I really have to go to take, you know, some food, I'll probably just choose chicken nuggets. The only thing that fuels me. Nuggets. Paying cash with her hands completely covered in blood. She will ask if she wants a napkin. She say no. I like bleeding. I'm sorry. Imagine the scenario. It's like the girls like come in, it's like bleeding. It's like, dear, do you want a napkin for the blood? It's like, don't worry about it. I like bleeding out and die. What the fuck? Two thirsty macho dudes are shamelessly going for it. In the corner, hush moaning filling the lobby, while everyone around violently fights to act as usual and maintain an illusion of normalcy. Basically. Oh my god, there was on the news about in French the protest. There was like a fucking fire. There's like give it or take it, like 4 or 5 meters out of, between there and there. 4 or 5 meters between the bonfire and a table of coffee. And there's like people like sipping coffee, just eating croissant. It was so funny to watch. I don't know. It's like everything is on fire and they're just eating like everything is normal, right? It was like, it's Tuesday, yeah. A straight up kung fu fight between a diminutive cashier and some drug bodybuilder going through a psychotic episode, trying to break all the windows. What the fuck is going on in this fucking place? What the fuck? The big guy left the joint fully convinced he killed himself, while the service workers were just standing next to him, seeming proud of his victory too. What? What is going on? A middle-aged had getting a heart attack after screaming her lungs out of not to let the Muslims near her food. What is this place? Just because she saw a white girl wearing a hairnet behind the counter? Okay. A masked couple robbing the restaurant of 30 burgers, forcing the employee to cook at gunpoint. Police later say those were art students reenacting some hipster book they read. I don't know how law works in America, but what? Oh, my place is like simple. It's like saying you wanna do stupid shit when you are young, but after you are not more young, you don't wanna do any more of that because you are get caught. Most of the time they leave you to let you go, but you actually they sign up your name. So it's like, oh, this idiot done this shit. So sometimes they check on you the next time when you're an adult. So if you done something stupid or even accidental when you're an adult, you're more at risk actually, because they'd be like, oh, this idiot, as when he was 16, did some dumb shit or something like that. So beware of it, kids. Beware of it. If you want to do stupid shit, yeah, just be careful. This is life, yeah. The kind of life that makes me a little bit worried of the future. Well, who I am to say that? I am no judge. This is humanity at its worst and best. Best? Okay. This is the noise that serves as a foundation for my creativity. This is something that keeps me going. This is a sig. But as pathetic as it may sound, these days this is the only place where I feel alive. Joint. Beat burger. Sometimes I think myself as a leech, feeding on those people's stories, emotion, and personalities just because I'm not satisfied with mine. Well, what are you talking about? It's not like I'm playing games for this particular reason. Are you throwing me in the course? I feel a little bit... Does it even make any sense? I look at the screen, my laptop just says 3:47 AM. Wow, is that 24 hours? It's interesting. At this point, I'm almost more somnambulic, but nothing interesting has happened yet. Feels like all the customers are watching each other tonight, hoping for others to provide a fun diversion. Really? This is my turf, you parasitic douchebags. There's time go find your home. I think it's this time call it a night. The coffee is always ordered so that they don't kick me out. It's undrinkable. I will read the rough draft I've been working on the last 6 hours. God damn it, this is poor trash. I feel you. Hold the backspace button until the Google Documents page is nothing but a calm, white slate, and that's a sound of relief. Relief? There's no pleasure more intoxicated than a frustrating rider than raging on someone even worse than them. And what target is easier than the dumb bitch you used to be 10 minutes ago? You kinda laugh at it, but if you think about it, the writer that wrote this segment actually was in a place like this, probably. Also sort of Starbucks, it's like writing it down. So, haha! Check the time again, need to go. Let's go. I have an important meeting tomorrow at 10 AM. I have a bunch of, it's not going to end well. It's not because I am irresponsible dabhead. I was going to need a few cups of coffee to simply function on a basic level, despite like 4 hours of sleep. Well, at that point, you have to question the last bit of it, but 4 hours of sleep, okay? I go to New York. It's because I always have a hunch of things are not going the way they're supposed to. Click, clack, click, click, clack, click. Wow, in a cafe. Is there hope in here? The loud clatter of keyboards assault me from all sides makes this splitting headache unbearable. Used to be, I dreamed of nothing else but being a part of New York Lone Star editorial team, and it was the first magazine I started reading regularly, the first magazine I ever bought for myself. I fooled you. Going in all happy and like looking forward to it, and then you get disillusion and die inside. Now simply hearing the word Lone Star is enough to ruin my mood, never mind seeing all these old farts phoning more reactionary opinion columns and Wikipedia level analysis of current events. They used to destroy and rebuild my entire worldview every month. They shape my thinking about politics, art, journalism, even pointed me towards my favorite cigarette brand. For God's sake. They fudge. They manipulated you in buying shit. Don't worry about that, guys. When we get an actual sponsor and we don't get scam out of it, I'm going to try to manipulate you to buy whatever else there is. So you can actually make a quick cash. Even though it's never going to happen. And some talented people started living for greener pasture. Some got to wrap up in their own neuroses. Some become complacent. All of them committed the sin of allowing the sound to grow older. Fresh blood was deemed unnecessary, even though young freelancers keep being bled dry. These days when whoa. Guys, you can use now ChatGPT to write out your story now. These days, whenever someone from outside Lone Star talks about Lone Star, it's because a few idealistic contributors willing to accept meager pay while putting in serious work. Time passes. If you think about it, you know that a lot of people usually Google out some quick tips or what to do or how to do things, right? Why don't you create a fuck ton of pages using ChatGPT and use what ChatGPT tells you, and just copy and paste everything? And just, publish the website. But I have a quick way to make quick bucks in the most legal possible way that I can think. And I'm probably gonna publish this thing a little bit too late, so probably someone else is ready to apply all these things that I just proposed. So a bit late, eh? And 4th of May, by the way. Magazine specialized in publishing pellicles of provocative ideas. I heard somewhere else a few years prior, wrapping up aesthetic that hasn't been cutting edge for decades. No wonder the readership in the free fall, but even though the ship is sinking, the old guard won't let it go without a fight. As the invited one from the outside attempts to board the vessel in hopes of fixing its course or its holes, it will be swiftly taken care of. As you know, been there, done that. As it stands, the only full-time staff member who doesn't make me regularly attempt to cringe my face off with his writing is Brian. Brian? Brian? Is Low-Star Editor-in-Chief Brian, NG. The man sitting in front of me right now, of course, he only has time for editorials these days. A dropping sea of needs, managerial duties hit him hard. It's the second time he lets out a theatric cough like this. He said his piece, now is up for me to react, and I'm coming up blank. Did he fire you? But what do you want me to say, Brian? I'm pissed off. I can tell you already made up your mind, but you still want to go through the motion just to make me feel listened to? Whatever, let's do this. What? What is going on? Brian, the gruesome mayor fraud! I don't even know what we are talking about. A little bit of context. Let's go with this one. Brian, my article is aimed at something like lashing out the rich and hoping they don't hit back. I think double spiral investor would appreciate being told they are being scammed. That's if, and that's a big if, they're not cautious part of the scam. Oh, come on. And if they weren't, I doubt they'd be generous enough to protect us from the fallout. Ah, you're avoiding the core of the issue. No, I believe I pinpoint it in a precise way. If it were up to me, is I greenlight the article here and now, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. But you're killing the article just because some rich shithead told you he doesn't like it. Get real, this is not about some millionaire jerk calling me to make me an offer I cannot refuse. What is this about then? Because it looks awfully like that. It's about my boss telling me this outlet can offer the legal action we have already been threatened with. Damn, that's rough. So, millionaire interference. And oh, for crying out loud, Julia, don't make me treat you like a child, you know how this works. I publish your story, it's the Teal versus Gawker all over again. A lawsuit here, a lawsuit there, until we are bleed dry. Have a mortgage, and have a 3 months waiting to be fed at home. Have an amazing team that doesn't deserve to be torn apart over so. Don't you think it's telling you mentioned your mortgage first? Silence. Just a question. I know better than get into these empty semantic arguments with you, Mr. Kowinski. You're good at them, the problem is you're still not good enough. Meaning? You're too in love with weaving a good story and establishing a seductive narrative, let the facts get in the way. You got enough boring sales with no principle on board these days. They always give you a facts because that's all they can do. And using facts as a way to approach some kind of truth. I expect facts can blindside you, and Double Spiral has enough facts to water down your story to the point where it makes no sense to publish it. Strangely, I agree with Brian. They have the upper hand. HR and PR are working overtime to deliver a convincing counter-narrative, and they're doing a great job. Won't mitigate the damage completely, but will put every little thing in question. Jesse Montgomery is a racist, fraud, sexual predator. Who is? Wait, Jesse Montgomery. Jesse Montgomery. I forgot who was Jesse Montgomery. I remember hearing it. And downright satanic fuckpad. Who was Jesse? I forgot who Jesse was. Julia. Let me say it again. Jesse Montgomery is a racist, a fraud, a sexual predator, and a downright satanic fuckpad. You personally believe it or not? This is not. You listened to the tapes, you read the transcript, you seen the documents, you got the files. I'm asking for your personal opinion. Do you believe it or not? Click, clack, clook, look like that. Of course I do, but that's beside the point. This is not. Look, how about just say it out loud and save us both some time. We are not having the conversation because there is an actual conversation to be had. You set up this meeting knowing very damn well there is only one way it's going to end. You got a mortgage and 3 months to feed. You prioritize the well-being of your direct surroundings over some nebulous concept of greater good. I get it, I really do. Yet for some reason it seems like you are only prolonging this conversation and rationalizing your decision so that I forgive you? Officially exonerate you? I'm not the bad guy here, Julia. I wouldn't say you are, so what are you? I wouldn't say you are, so what are you, then, in your own words? A man who does this what is necessary to protect his own. So I don't count as your own anymore? He mutters something under his breath, ending with a self-pitying chuckle. I don't know if you even want to work under a scumbag like me from now on. Come on, don't turn this into a pity party. No, I'm absolutely a scumbag, and why is that? Because I'm firing you. My thoughts are scrambled. For a brief moment, the state of my bank account displayed before my eyes with startling clarity. My bank account! A howling voice opens my chest and starts traveling towards my stomach. No, don't panic yet, you idiot. Get more information. Now there must be a catch. You're joking. You're joking? I get it, you're just kidding. I'm a jerk here, but not that much of a jerk. No way, you're gonna say it's just a prank. I know you, this isn't you. This isn't me, it's them. What them? Who is them? He glances left and right, then points upward for a short moment. When he speaks up again, it's a hushed voice. You know, the big kahunas. Can't really question them, and they want your head on a silver platter. Okay. So how, why, and specifically why? He's not looking me in the eye. You're not joking. As I said, I will never joke about stuff like this. It's real. Fucking hell, it's real. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh, to heal. All these years, all this grind, all my plans, and for what? Fucking asshole, you know I deserve better. And always deserve better, and always ends with me fucking going down to the drain, back to the sewers. Fuck. No. Take a few deep breaths, don't lose the plot now. Keep yourself together, you idiot. The moment you show weakness, then they go for your throat to get back in control. You can't do this. I wish I didn't have to, but it's a lost cause. No, I mean, it's impossible. Julia, you can't fire someone who's never been hired in the first place. It takes him a few seconds to put its "oh, I get it" face, let out a troubled gasp, and start massaging his temples. Those has been my biggest source of income for the past few years, as much is true, but technically nobody has ever hired me here. It was an all freelance job, okay? A full-time position only served as a kind of dangling carrot, a promise of a decent pay grade, career perspective, maybe even some kind of insurance to save my failing health. And the recognition I will get for being a part of the loaded star team. I was here that everyone around me seems to respect aside from me. Then why did I want it so much? There will be a time to mourn that could have been. For now, I should act like I don't care. You know what I mean. If I let you work, even under a fake name, it will be a guillotine for me. This is ridiculous. You know I'm going to start shopping this story around the second I leave this room, don't you? Of course I know, I told them. Any response? Let us worry about that. That doesn't sound ominous at all. Like, great. I wonder if I could get accustomed to one of these loud mechanical keyboards some people here love to use. Do you want to know one study basically told me? This is basically the internet, so don't trust anything they say. They say that the mechanical keyboards actually slow you down in typing. It's a nice feeling and nice noise, but it takes too much time for you to type it. So actually, if you get a keyboard similar to the one that those one from Apple's, like very short, like with no noises, you actually write much more quickly. But I don't know how much, but assuming that you are writing a lot, that make a big difference. So, funny thing that I read. When I did my work here, I was still expected to bring my own crappy laptop and sit closer to the lobby. Always on the outside, no matter how hard I try to break in. A vibration in my back pocket feels like a bad omen. Decided to ignore it for now. I've been working on this fucking story for, I don't know, 16 months, on and off. I know. You keep cheering me on. I know. We have even agreed on the pay I receive. I know. I'm 2 months behind on my rent. Oh wait, 2.5. They catch me off guard, is momentarily taken aback, and then gives me an empathetic stare. If you look at me this way, you don't have the right. I didn't know. Well, now you do. Look, if there's anything I can do to help. If you cannot tell me your big kahunas to fuck off, I don't think there's a single thing. Julia. I pulled out the smoke and lighted up, got to get back in control. Please don't do that, there is a smoke detector in here. No worries, Nick turned it off a few weeks ago. Probably the Masquerade he thinks he's done in the past 5 years. What the fuck? Good old Nick, the perfect 21st century cinema reviewer, never has an original thought of his own, but relies on his purely algorithmic taste of staying likable, and the best thing is, it works. Funny, I used to dream about his job. It was Brian who killed his dream, making me realize Nick won't be unseated anytime soon, and offered to teach me the ways of investigative journalists instead. Okay, that is a kinda dick move. If you didn't want me to do this kind of work, you should have stopped me on the first month, or at least in the first 2 months. You cheered me on, that was a dick move. It's like, oh, go for it, go investigate this dude. Just tell me don't do it, kinda, you know, risky, and then stop doing it. Was a career I ever wanted to pursue, but to my dismay, I turned out to be surprisingly good at it, until this Montgomery thing happened. Served me right, lesson learned, could have pursued my dreams instead. What were your dreams? Stop it, Nicholas is a good friend, a respected critic, a member of my team, and put out that smoke. People tell me I let you step all over me, why do I even let you act this way? Because you once told me honesty is most important in a mentor-student relationship and that it works both ways, and because I thought we were friends. He bites his lip and stares sideways to avoid my eyes. At the end of the day, bosses aren't friends. Must have been terrible mentor if I didn't even teach you that. Could have been better. Yeah, could have been a bit better. There's so much shared history between us, so I'm reluctant to make it this parting of ways too bitter. I might have failed you as a guy, but I will do what I can not to leave you stranded, okay? There are options, none of them are a remedy for all your travels, but... wait a second. A nice vibration in my pocket and another foreboding feeling. This time I reluctantly take the smartphone out of my pocket. If it has to rain, why not let it pour? A new email is 91 and the sender speak of the devil! No, this can be Christ. Christ? Since when Christ sent me an email? Okay, I just got an email from Mila Lopez. Ergo, she claims she's being laid off from Double Spiral, same as Mike Antonov and Jer Rivera. Mike? What is this? What? Is what happened? I spare you all her insults, okay? The key thing is, seems the HR knows all the confidential information about my journalistic investigation and uses it to shut everyone's mouth. Hell, apparently Montgomery walked up to Lopez and she was emptying her desk and told her to thank me for being a quote, dumb and careless cunt. Brian goes pale. I think he has a very good reason to. You fucking scumbag, you outed my sources? What? Of course not. What are you even saying? I don't you dare to play coy. It must have been either you or me, no one else. And you know the way I work. My investigation was basically untraceable, both to you and offline. Carefully pick meeting spot encryption upon encryption. Every direct quote I've written 5 times, just in case all sort of red herrings scatter around. I know my shit, you know I do. And this timing, did you just pass a flashlight to your beloved big kahunas via meeting as a sign of goodwill? Look, I get you're sad, but why don't we just talk this through calmly? Alright, sorry for... No, fuck you! Okay, let's take a step back. Fuck you! You're right, we should... Nah, fuck you. Fury takes the wheel, Fury takes the wheel, I'm just here along for the ride. I cannot do anything about it. In a deranged way, I realize that you're just passenger, your own body feels liberating. They just set it all unfold. Calmly, fuck you, Brian. Julia, fuck you, Brian! I've been paranoid for months and months, acting like everyone didn't know what an assassin or a corporate spy. I know I haven't messed it up, not in a way that would implicate all of them. You goddamn, you thought you could get away with this? Haven't done anything proper, don't push the blame on me. So what you're claiming is my fault because you're never the guilty one? It's always the bosses, the economy, the obligation you have, and not me. You are being silly. Quilt with this martyr bullshit. Calm down, I'll have to. You're more a shithead, you're motherfucking. Calm down, for God's sake. And so it goes. I yell out a lot of words I wanted to say for a long time, but held back. I fling a lot of insults I've been workshopping for years, hoping I never use them. I wreck few things. At times, for a split second, I see a pit in somebody's eye. It's gonna haunt me for a long time, but in heat of the moment, I don't care. These people, no, this company has nothing left to offer to me, so at least let me take this catharsis. In the end, a security guard has escorted me out of the building, thus the end of my journalistic career. Just feel like my words has crumbled into nothing. Dakota? Who the fuck is Dakota? I mean, I mean, you have every night, like Jesus. If you were you, I would have already broken down into subway mess. I love to, but subway. Far too proud to cry in public even now, and it's stupid. Just feel like someone out there keeps destroying everything I hold dear, just to see my reaction, like I was a prank show and someone was waiting for record me crying. Wait, Montgomery. Is that Callihan? No, it's not Callihan. What the fuck was Montgomery? Totally forgot. You know what? I'm just gonna. Okay, perfect. So I'm guessing that is some sort of family member of Kara, because we killed Kara Montgomery, right? So out of sheer spite, I'm doing my best not to cry. Fuck you, wherever you are. That's the most Jula Sowinski thing I've heard, despite of the greatest motivator, huh? Not feeling particularly motivated to do anything right now. To be honest, I just want to stay in my bed until my shithead landlord calls the cops to forcibly evict me. Not surprised, shit. I know that whenever life decides to fuck you over, it's always one thing after another, but this is too much. How much is too much? Let's recap this last week of June 2019. Oh, wow, it's still 2019? Okay, you roll this very quickly. I've been kicked out of my job, well, now that I've ever been hired. So let's just say my mentor broke every vague promise he ever made. Okay, damn it. My boss didn't protect my source properly, and now they keep trying to reach me through every possible channel to threaten me or just yell at me. They have every right to react like that. All my side gigs were shut down, nobody's replying to my email, someone's been dragging my name through the mud behind the scenes, and it worked. I still have no idea who's sending this shitty message around. I'd be asking, but listen, don't worry about it. I'm not going to stand idly and watch you get cancelled by some mean-spirited delusional. I say don't worry about it. I have a 3 unread message from my landlord. The message previews were stressful enough. A call from Chicago, apparently. Dad has bladder cancer, mom is a hysterics. She go crazy if she heard about my situation, so I have to pretend everything is okay whenever she calls. And she calls every day, and she just won't hang up, because she offloads all her burdens to me. And I cannot blame her, because we all had to learn to cope with that psychopathic tendency somehow. I was robbed, all my documents and what little money I had gone, don't even know when or where it happened, and it's driving me crazy, because I was extremely wary of pickpockets. The list goes on. I don't want to sound paranoid, but it really feels like a concerted attack. Paranoid is good anyway. I know you always had hand wave this topic away, but just remember that if anything happens, my place is your place. You don't have to get through it alone. I've been trouble magnet and a self-centered as I may be, I don't want it to affect you. Okay. I know, listen, I have another call. Alright, just call me if anything happens, no matter what, seems okay. And swing by whenever you can. Wait, is Dakota? No, I have absolutely no idea who she or he is. Okay, thank you. See you later. I put my phone away, exhale, and blankly stare in front of me. Christ. I glance at my reflection into the window, just look at this idiot whenever the situation requires me to dress formally. I still feel a bit like a child cosplaying as an adult. Should have just followed the dress for the job you want. Advice, I'll continue dressing up like a trust fund kid who keeps partying on Brooklyn rooftops for years without a care in the world. Only after a while that I realized the car is empty. Unnaturally so, I start feeling uneasy, but someone enters my peripheral vision. Why when I saw him I was like, Tokyo Ghoul? That's the last thing I consciously registered, the word dissolves. Okay, they made me. When I come to, I'm out the subway, standing in a back alley I don't recognize. It's pretty dark, my eyes start adjusting and I try to figure out what happened. There's a gun in my hand. A faint silhouette at my feet is not moving. Somebody stands in front of me, covered in shadows. I cannot fully make out her face, but she's staring at me with a visible intent. She speaks a voice in a raspy and androgynous... her tone hateful and mocking. Are you a nasty one? What is going on? Who are you? Don't play coy. My mind goes blank and I look at the ground. There's a body riddled with bullet holes and I recognize who it was. The ghost belonged to Mike Antonov, one of the double spiral whistleblower. My source was just threatening to get back on me a few hours ago. If I can feel even the tiniest bit of compassion, I face a terrible realization. They will think I'm guilty. Oh my god, am I guilty? Oh, this is real. What happened to him? This guy, again, don't play coy. You knew him, he was mad at you, you started telling him some stories about your situation. He wasn't having none of it, you got mad, this escalated, he died. This isn't true, it's plausible, but that doesn't make it true, does it? If it's just a nightmare, it doesn't even make sense. It must be a dream. If it isn't, the person in front of me must be responsible. There's a faint voice in my head screaming that it's her world and is just living in it. What the fuck have you done to me? Nothing yet, but I'll do what I can to get you locked up for life. This is a murder, in the first degree with special circumstances. What the fuck are you? Her detached voice and nonsensical tone only reassure me this cannot be real. I refuse to believe it is. Before I even manage to think this through, I point a gun at her. If I did murder him, you wouldn't be acting like that. You wouldn't be standing in front of me. You'd be running away, calling the police, begging for help, yelling that I'm a psycho. And you are a psycho, but I'm not a coward. I won't let you walk out of here alive. It doesn't make a single lick of sense. Tears well up in my eyes. Why are you doing this? Because sometimes the one has to confront what they are really made of. What? There are no two ways about it. She gotta be nuts. Slowly but surely she started walking towards me. Stop right there, or I'll shoot! Go on, it's the only way you can get off the hook, isn't it? The only way you can survive, but you will definitely prove you are the monster I claim you are. What the fuck is this tone so controlling, inauthentic, patronizing? I'm serious. For your own sake, you'd be better be. Well, actually, if I had a gun in my hand that was like, and a body riddle, there's a high chance the gun is empty. She keeps getting closer. Maybe I did kill Andorea. Maybe I don't deserve to live. Maybe it's the last irony not to live. Maybe I should just let her take care of me. Maybe I will just wake up. Or maybe this insane reality needs to be rejected as abundantly impossible. Maybe a world that wants to destroy me deserves to be destroyed. She's right in front of me. It's now or never. Shoot her! Because my eyes squeezed the trigger. Loud bang echoes through the alley. I'm afraid the look of what I've done. I've been shooting range once. I feel absolutely horrified by his pistol. Such a small thing, it can easily puncture a hole in the fabric reality is made of. Never knew I'd be able to use it against another human being. The very thought makes me want to puke. You were a right choice after all, I'm so glad. You haven't allowed yourself to break, but you crossed the line I needed you to cross. There's a silent flame in you that will become an inferno if left unchecked. I sure hope it will. She's still alive. Her voice is coming from behind me. Great. She puts her hands around my waist and her cold mouth touches my neck. I can feel my shirt getting violently turned off. More. It's like, now I'm worried. I don't understand, but I'm too dazed to protest. And that was your final test. Congratulations, you have proven yourself worthy. I am worthy! I can lift the hammer. I can feel something sharp sliding to my neck. I become a vampire. It's not too painful, just starting. Think a doctor pushing a needle into your vein without programming. Then it hits me. Pure bliss. The dopamine receptor I consider completely fried until now suddenly recover and start bombarding me with pleasure I never known before. I finally let the tears go. They come flooding. They've been waiting for years. It's such a relief. Oh my god! If you think, if mosquito were able to produce dopamine after puncture, oh my god, that would be such a strong fucking creature. Is it raining? I feel like I'm in the middle of that deluge. At least washing away all my fears, all my sorrows, all my anger, all my pain, all my ego. I become one with the word and the woman behind me. She's holding me tight, making me feel like the only important thing is this word. Everything else blurs. I feel something intense towards her. Something I never felt before. Is this love? I hope it is. This is not you, hisses a familiar cynical voice in the back of my head. It's not you. It's okay, I never felt particularly fond of me anyway. Me too. New Yorker, perfect. Oh, please don't change a thing. He who laughs in the shadow always has the last laugh. Hallelujah, praise be when everything is in cliche. Nothing is. Is that ever distant utopia? I've been chasing all along. People on the other trains. Hope you're doing fine. What? Go, shut up. Just enjoy it. What? You finally understand. She's making love to me. She's giving birth to me. She's burying me? Okay. I'm pretty sure I've been dead for a while. I'm pretty sure I could stare at my own corpse in her hands from a distance for a moment somehow. And then I'm alive again. She lifts her mouth from my neck. No, wait. I taste blood in my mouth. Was I drinking her blood too? I realized that whatever this was is over and I have to bask in the afterglow while I still can. I also immediately understand that I'm going to chase this fleeting feeling for the rest of my existence. Finally, she lets out a whisper which concludes the ceremony. No matter what happens next, don't forget, you are a monster. I'm done. No, you were lucky enough to be born into a world of monsters, so don't ever mourn that fact. Embrace it. Ooh, the intro, yeah! And once again, we're gonna end the episode right now, right here. It was a good timing, I may say. And I hope you enjoyed the first 45 minutes. Well, probably shorter because I have to take something a part of it. Of Vampire, Shadow of New York. So I'm guessing that this is what happens after what the heck happens on the coterie of New York. So I'm guessing they're basically switching off all the, all characters, or at least some of them, to new ones because of what the heck happened during that time period. So someone else is doing someone else's job, and yada yada yada, blah blah blah, and it is what it is. Anyway, thank you for watching as usual. Leave a like or subscribe, and have a lovely day and good lovely. Bye.